What's up, guys, and welcome back to part three of Mont St. John, the road to 325,000 points. So before we get into it here, there's just a couple of things I want to talk about before we move forward here with the video. Just the first thing I want to talk about is just a clarification, because in the opening, in the first part of this series that we're doing now on Mont St. John, I said that this was going to be my last series of videos for Scourge of War Waterloo, and that I was quote unquote going to close the channel out. A few people misunderstood that to mean that I would end up taking the channel down, as in removing the videos that are already up here on YouTube and just removing the channel. That I just want to clarify, that was never what I meant. I would never do that. I worked hard on these videos. They're up here for you guys. I would never remove what's already up here. I just meant that I had been playing this game for 5 years, and there really isn't much left that I can think of to do with this game that I haven't already done at some point or in some form already. Um, and that's really what I was talking about. I realize I have said that many times before, and to be perfectly honest, I'm having a really good time making this series of videos on Mont St. John here, trying to crack 325,000 points. A lot of you guys seem to enjoy it too. So, just to amend that first statement, I'll just say, who knows? I can't. I can't predict the future, but if I ever think of something cool like this to do again, I'll certainly do it. But that's really what I was talking about. Just that I've been playing this game for a very long time, and that I've already done a lot with it, and there's just not much more to do. But I just want to clarify that I would never take down what's already up on YouTube. So that was just a couple of people misunderstood that, and I just wanted to make that clear so you guys don't think I would actually do something like that. Um, and then one of the other questions I sometimes get is, Rob, why don't you ever play this game on one-to-one scaling? Why do you always use the default scaling? Well, originally when I started this channel and started doing videos on Scourge of War Waterloo, it was as a tutorial. I was trying to teach people the mechanics of the game and teach people how to play the game and understand its interface and all that jazz. Um, and other than the Grog toolbar, which, as I've said many times before, I just won't leave home without that. But other than that, I wanted to keep everything as default across the board as I could. So I always played it on the normal standard difficulty, and I always used all the kind of default settings. I didn't like use the couriers or change the scaling or any of that kind of jazz. I do use the couriers in some of my hits videos, but those are kind of a separate thing from what I started the channel as being. So that was the main reason I always played on the default sprite ratio, which is the default sprite ratio is a ratio of one sprite represents 6 actual men. Um, the other thing I need to note is that there is no such thing as one-to-one sprite ratio in this game. Even the one-to-one sprite ratio setting in this game is not one-to-one, because every unit has a sprite limit of 200 sprites. So if we go towards a unit here, right? Now I'm still on the default sprite ratio setting, so they're not going to look like huge units like you would see on one-to-one. However, if you were to click on a whole bunch of units, you will see there are very few units in the game that are less than 200 men. Almost every unit in the game is more than 200 men. Even this unit that I've split a whole bunch of skirmishers off of is more than 200 men. So what really ends up happening is you just get a bunch of huge units, and they're all the same size, because, as I said, there is a sprite cap of 200 sprites per unit. So the biggest amount of sprites a unit can have in it, even at one-to-one, is 200 sprites. So there isn't a one-to-one setting. That's just as close as you can get. The other reason is because if you were to actually try and um, find a balance between the scale of the map and the scaling of the sprites in terms of the troop size, it would not be one to one. It would be somewhere around 4 to 1 for infantry and somewhere between 3 to 1 and 4 to 1 for cavalry, because the sprites are not balanced or not scaled relative to the map anyway. The sprites are actually somewhere around 12 feet tall relative to the scaling of the map. So if you look at this, tree here, the sprites are huge. A real person standing in front of a tree would probably be, half that size, up to about here. These guys are almost up to where the trunk starts splitting off into, smaller branches and so forth. So the sprites are absolutely huge in this game. So the sprite ratio you're using doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of difference, except for how wieldy or unwieldy the units tend to be on the battlefield. That can cause a problem in some town areas, like Plancenoit, for instance, which is notorious for having areas where units can get stuck between buildings, even on higher sprite ratio settings. But the game doesn't calculate anything about the unit's location based on the sprite ratio to begin with, because they are abstract, because you can change it. So the game calculates the unit's location and size by the flag and by the number of men that are part of the unit, not by the sprites. I've always just stayed on the default sprite ratio. It works just fine. It makes units a little easier to maneuver and wield. And as I said, the one-to-one sprite ratio setting just makes the units far too big relative to the scale of the map, and it's still not one-to-one anyway. It's these units at one-to-one sprite ratio, if they were real, it would take up from La Haye Sainte all the way to Mont, because the scaling relative to the size of the map is not right. So it really doesn't matter what sprite ratio you're playing at. The game will work fine either way. I've just been playing on the default ratio for so long that that's what I'm used to. But I mean, it really is just a matter of personal taste. So yeah, that's pretty much why. All right, so now we got those two things out of the way. Back to Mont Saint Jean here, and it is now 14:30 hours. I have the game paused at the moment, so we are closing in on about midway through the battle. At this point, we have taken all of the starting objectives, which are the two waypoint objectives. One was the woods in front of Hougoumont. The other was Papillotte, which we've already taken, and we've taken all the major objectives, which are the major starting objectives, which are La Haye Sainte, Hougoumont, the Allied left over here, and off in the distance here somewhere, there it is the Allied right. And we now I'm sorry, this is the Allied left, and the one by Hougoumont is the Allied right. I always mess that up. And we now have all of those under our control. We're aiming for 325,000 points. We have 60,000 points so far. Now that's double what we need for a major victory according to the scenario's victory conditions. So we're already way above what we would need for that. But as I stated in the first part, you can literally just trip over that many points. So we're aiming for 325,000 points. So now that we have all of those objectives, these points will start racking up a lot more, because now we're earning points consecutively. So let's see, La Haye Sainte is worth 100 points a minute. I think Hougoumont is worth 100 points a minute. This is worth 200 points a minute. So right away we're up to 400 points a minute. And then the Allied left here is also worth 200. So we're up to earning about 600 points every minute just for holding these objectives. So we're going to start racking up a lot of points very quickly, especially during these next 2 hours. So what I would like to accomplish in these next 2 hours here, and we'll be playing from 14:30 to 16:30. trying to do things on military time here. So we have to finish repulsing this attack out here that the British launched against the open area between La Haye-Sainte and Hougoumont. It shouldn't be that hard. We've already got infantry and artillery in position, screened with skirmishers. We've already shot out a few units here. We've got a cavalry division in place if we need to bring up cavalry and enforce formation controls, which we may do anyway, just because it'll yield better kills for our skirmishers and our artillery when they fire canister. I may start to move these guns up and maybe start deploying this brigade here and kind of lengthening the line and just kind of making it a general advance at this point between La Haye-Sainte and Hougoumont here. We still have another brigade to play with back here and another one over here if we wanted to basically finish this line off and kind of link up with Hougoumont over here. We could do that. And I may, depending on how the situation develops. But what I really need to get going with here at this point, because we are now only a few hours away from the Prussians arriving on our right flank here down these roads from Wavre, and I still have not deployed the 6th Corps into its defensive formations here. I just moved them over here at the beginning of part 1 here, and they've been sitting here ever since. So we do need to get that defense going because we have to be set up in time to repulse the Prussians. So I may bring some cavalry over. Well, I already kind of have some right here. And possibly some of the Imperial Guard maybe. Maybe early on I'll just bring the Young Guard over and some of these gun batteries. I'll probably save the Grenadiers and the Chasseurs for see what develops later on. But that's basically my plan. So why don't we go over here and we will unpause the game and see how things are going over here. All right, so let's unpause the game, and it is now, as you can see, 14:30. And we are continuing to inflict a ton of losses on these line units here that are just deployed right out in front of us. And this skirmisher unit here has taken a bit of a drubbing, so we're going to split off a new one. And just put them right where the skirmisher is, and then we'll recall them. These guys right here. And as soon as they get out here, we'll recall this other one right here. Okay, there we go. So we'll recall these guys. These guys will take over. They just got hit with a volley fire and it only took one loss, so not too bad. And we're continuing to resupply our battery here and just keep this going. So, all right, at this point, why don't we see? Let's move this gun battery up just a little bit here. Probably more than that. Start inching some more guns in. And I quickly just want to see what's going on in all these other areas. This is just making sure that nothing's going on over here. Oh, okay, we do have some units moving in here. Okay. So, what we need to do is just formation control here. Just move some of this cavalry out here. Move these guys out here. Just so these guys don't get any ideas. Lock them up in square. And I'm just making sure that these guys are forced to deploy. They can sit back there in line if they want. I'm totally fine with that, but I just don't want them coming forth because I'm not holding this area with a huge force. So I just want to make sure that I just stop anybody from coming forward. We'll just use cavalry to do that. So just plop them right in the woods here. That should be fine. Okay. That looks like it'll hold things in place. And these guys will just screen with some skirmishers. Just put them right out here. Just to protect the cavalry. Okay, that should be good. Back to what's going on over here. And we're continuing to just pound away on these units out here. And I just want to keep the supply wagons going here. And let's take these guys and just gotta finesse this a little bit more. That looks good. And we'll take a line unit here. And as soon as these guys are done positioning, we'll probably advance these guys a little bit. Yards, that looks beautiful. Okay. So, and the guns will roll forward. And now let's take a line unit and just put it right out here. Go this way first so we don't get the stupid movement waypoints. Alright, those guys are moving off. So let's see if we got any further takers on this. Why don't we kick off another skirmisher unit just to screen this line unit right out here. Get the whole line screened here. And we'll take a line unit and just put them out here to be a source of skirmishers, and we will put them in line. Okay, these guys are out here now, so now they'll move to where I want them to be. And yeah, we'll just start extending this whole line, and then once I got this set up, we'll bring the cavalry up and see what we can do. As far as formation control, nothing going on over here, right? Oh, look at these guys. They moved up a little bit. Let's see if I can run them off. If I can make them form square, then they won't be much of a threat. There we go. So we're just going to plop in the woods right here and hold these guys in square. There we go. Now these guys should not really be able to hit us that badly because we're in the woods. I just want to hold them in square. We're pretty far away. We're 100. I mean, we're in musket range, but we're at the extreme end of musket range, and they're in square. So I don't expect them to be able to do too much. Okay, so back to what we were doing over here. So these units appear to be content to just sit out here. So why don't we get our skirmishers going here? You guys can slide over just a little bit. That's good. And we will start kicking off some skirmishers. Oh, not you. Sorry. We'll recall them. That was a mistake. That was a little boo-boo. Okay, there we go. We want these guys to be right here. And we'll TC them. I meant to click on these guys. Little misclick there. It happens. Alright, so we're going to screen. This is a big battery, so we're going to screen the right side and the left side of it. We got plenty of skirmishers to do that with. TC these guys. Just get my little defensive tactic set up here. Now once this is all set up, I shouldn't really need to watch it, because I'll bring my cavalry up, and they'll be in a position to control any formations as they advance on this position. So hopefully I can get this done within the first half hour or so, and then we can get over to Plancenoit and do what really needs to be done over there before the Prussians have a chance to show up. And we'll put these guys right out here. And we'll bring assault columns right up in rear. This is kind of a weak column right here. So why don't we just put them back here in line. There'll be another skirmisher supplier. And we'll bring up this column here to take this one's place. In the meantime, I seem to have artillery batteries falling off the line here, probably because they're out of ammo. So I'm going to look at this. They're all falling off the line. Come on, boys. So what I'll do is I'll just pull the supply wagon over and then pull the battery. Reset the formation on the gun battery. But, clearly my artillery guns are running out of ammunition, and I have not been doing a great job of keeping them in supply. Because I've got so much going on that it's hard to keep track of all of that. Alright, so next we'll bring this battery and put them right here. That looks good right there, and we'll bring up Campy's brigade and just place them right behind here, and we'll start getting that set up. Put them in assault columns, TC everybody so they don't move, and we'll kind of start linking this together. I think we still have another brigade we can bring up and basically link all of this together. Let's make sure everything is cool over here. This should basically hold all on its own at this point. There's really nothing that could possibly really throw much of this for a loop. Guys are all doing fine. Hardly any casualties being taken over here. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is all good. No problem. 9 men, 1 man. Yeah, this is all totally in control over here. So, all right, let's make sure this is. And at this point now, there's going to be a lot of just bouncing around and making sure all my areas are under control here. This is all under control. Let's check. Oh, these guys are taking a few casualties. Alright, so these guys aren't. We'll back them off a little bit. Again, I just want to keep them kind of in range to keep these guys in square. Nobody else is really doing anything over here. And everything is falling pretty quiet over here. Go out of the way here. Put this unit behind here. And there should be plenty of cavalry over here. Just gonna bring some more up in the reserve position. Maybe, yeah, right here. There they go. And yeah, none of this is doing anything over here. I'm gonna pull all of this away eventually. I just want to get everything I got going on in the center here under control. And who's left over here? So we can take this unit here and put them in line right behind where... Well, why don't we just keep these guys in assault column? We'll just have... We got plenty of forces to play with, so I maybe just do this. And I'll put another one right here. And then take this one and put them right here. And I think, who's left in... How are you guys doing? You guys are alright. 46 losses in 3 hours, not bad. These guys are a little pooped. So maybe I'll just take these guys here and put them as a reserve force. In case I need to man La Haye-Sainte with more men. And at this point, we can start bringing some cavalry up. And who is this? This is Hussein's brigade. So we'll just put Hussein back here somewhere. And why don't we just bring one brigade forward for now? Oh, well, that's only what? That's only 3 squadrons. All right, so let's take this group and put them over here. And we will take this group. Where's your brigade commander, gentlemen? That's the division commander. Ah, that must be him. Yes, okay, here he is. And we'll bring them up over here. Now that's a brigade. Plenty of cavalry. In the meantime, let's recall these. Let's bring this gun battery back up. I lost 2 guns there. So now the supply wagon is right here. So we will be able to just resupply these 2 guns as they come up. And I need another supply wagon for that other battery. There we go. Yeah, I'm not too particular with my supply wagons. Just any one will do. They're all kind of the same. All right, so we got another gun battery coming up here, and this is a big one. And we will bring. Let's see where these guys going. Right here. So we will bring these guys forward right here. Put them in line. So we got another brigade, more cavalry, more artillery back there, so we're okay. We're just looking to set up a defense here that, you know, nobody can get through, really. And the good thing is if they start advancing any of their cavalry, this formation is such that I can just start switching these units into square, and it will basically accomplish the same thing. They do have a lot of cavalry back there, but they haven't really done much with it. So. Okay, the guns are beginning to unlimber. And we can really start establishing artillery dominance over here. Keep moving, guys. Get up right behind them. We'll split out skirmishers, then we'll start deploying this brigade. And see if we could just kind of lead up right behind Mont here. And you can see the extreme right of our line over there. So, okay. So we'll put another unit out here. In line. Start deploying the skirmishers. And we'll again do right side, left side of the battery. As soon as these guys get in position, we'll kick out another one. And yeah, this looks like a good setup here. And we will have plenty of warning if the enemy starts trying to use any of their cavalry, because we can see them all, because even if we can't see them from back here, we can see them from our units that are over here. So we have a good bead on all of these forces back here. So they're not going to be able to just sneak up on us with their cavalry. We'll see it coming. Because these units are back behind the ridge, so they wouldn't be able to see them, but these guys can. So, okay. Now we just want to... So these guys should all be nice and resupplied now. They are. Okay. And they're just shelling now. So we can just go back to regular old supply runs. Get these guys over here. No. There you go. Okay. We'll bring these guys up in right here. And we still got enough for one more skirmisher unit. Okay. That looks like a lot of containment right there. Hey, what's going on over here? Nothing. Okay. Sometimes on the map they look closer than they really are. Okay, these guys aren't taking any more casualties. We're doing good over here. So, let's do a supply wagon run on this gun battery, even though they're not really firing right now. Just get them over here. And resupply the Grand Battery here. Not that I don't know how much the good they're doing anymore, but... I may siphon off some of the Grand Battery to use it Plancenoit, just because the guns are pretty close. And, oh, this must be the horse battery. Where can I squeeze them? Well, you know what? Maybe I'll just send them over to Plancenoit. Need more gun batteries over there anyway. So just send them over here for now. And we'll just have them use roads, and yeah, that'll be fine. They're right near a road, that'll take them all the way over there. Just 'cause I don't really have a place for that battery. And I need guns at Plancenoit anyway. So, okay, we're about 20 minutes in here so far. I'm just about done setting this up. Maybe we'll just finish putting some line units over here. Bring these guys up behind. What do we got left over here? Let's rile the Corps commander. This must be Waterloo's division, which I might as well, just to keep track of everybody, just bring Waterloo up, since his division is now basically all here. So move him up. And we might as well just bring these guys up and deploy them in line. Gaunther's brigade. Just lengthen everything over here. And we'll just take the line formation. And that's surprisingly not bad right there. Maybe a little further over. Maybe we'll just put him more like... Yeah, that's a little too close. We'll just say right here. That should be okay. And we'll bring a cavalry brigade up right behind them. Just so we have cavalry kind of everywhere in here. I mean, that should pretty much lock down this position. I do think I need another supply wagon, right? One more. Hey, look at you guys. I don't know where you're going, but we'll just take these guys, and we need a supply wagon for this battery right here. Bring them up. Okay. That should really be good. I should be able to hold anything in that regard at bay. Alright, let's just go to Napoleon real quick. So we are now at 78,000 points. So we've already gained almost 20,000 points in 20 minutes. So yeah, the objectives are really adding up over here. And I just want to make sure we indeed still hold them all. We do indeed. Here's Mont. Nobody really doing anything over here. More supply wagon runs. These guys are doing fine. And if I need to give some of these forward units a rest, most of these forward units look like they're okay. Yeah, these guys are all okay, but these guys have taken 169 losses. So at some point, I may need to pull them back, and you know, I'll just switch them with one of these line units here that are doing absolutely nothing, and just replace them. But they're not in any trouble right now. Their morale is still high. Their fatigue is still high. They're not really taking any current losses. And once all this is set up, we will start heading over to Plancenoit. In fact, why don't I go over here very quickly and just... Oh, we still have all of this goodness over here. Look at this. Okay. So, who do I want to bring over here? Alright, so we want to bring the Young Guard over, right? So, let's do that. So, it's Guy's Brigade of Duhesme commands the Young Guard, Duhame. And let's set him up. Now, the Young Guard aren't actually really anything very special as far as troops go. Most of them are level 6. They're considered part of the Imperial Guard, but they're regular line troops in terms of troop quality, so we can use them as such. So why don't we bring them up and just kind of place them kind of line, artillery front. See how that works out. Just place them on the left. And we'll take this cavalry brigade. No, because I may back up and just... I think I want to set up right in this area here. So we'll see how much I need to bring the cavalry forward. So we got supply wagons for everybody over here. Yeah, we got a bunch of supply wagons. I just want to TC all these supply wagons so they don't go wandering off anywhere, because we're going to need them. And let's go over to Papalot over here and just see if we can now disengage. Okay, so I want to detach these two squadrons right here, just because, and I guess we can send the leader here, Gru, into one of these buildings now. But I want to detach these squadrons here because I don't want them to move. I just want to move off with Jacquinot here. Okay, so we got Jacquinot, and I want to place him out in front of the line of defense I'm going to set up in front of Papalot, because the Prussians lead with their cavalry and artillery, and one of my favorite tactics is to engage them purely to make the guns turn around. So we'll have ourselves a little cavalry battle out here that I'm not trying to win. I'm just trying to disrupt the approach. And okay, so we'll do this. Do this. Fine. And take care of the leaders. Actually, we'll just take care of everybody for now. And, okay. Okay. So we'll start getting this defense all set up here. Oh, here comes my battery. They made good time. I thought you guys were supposed to use roads. Oh, no, that's, I think that's part of Jacquinot's cavalry. Part of his artillery. Where are you guys going? Where is your leader? Oh, he's still on the road. Okay, there he is. Yeah, that is those guys. Okay. So, just place him right here. There, that's fine. And we'll bring a couple of these horse batteries up. They're already coming up. Let's bring these ones up too. Horse batteries are actually better for the fortress than heavy batteries just because they're smaller. So I'm just bringing these guys up into various spots where they might be useful. Here's another one. So anywhere I see a horse battery, I'll grab them and kind of bring them into the area just so I can And while that's all moving into position, let's just make sure everything's going good over here. Yeah. Now, as you can see, some units are starting to rout. Over time, our artillery bombardment will really start to weaken the Allied defenses, and they'll just start breaking down and running. Got a lot of gun batteries up here now. This is a formidable defense at this point, and we got more infantry coming up. Look at this. This is beautiful. Why don't we just move these guys a little bit further to the left? Like one battalion's length over. That looks good. So now we've also got some troops to reinforce Mont. We've basically advanced our whole line at this point. We've got cavalry up. This is all good. All good. Got more batteries down here. See if we can bring one up. Where would be a good spot for another battery? This would probably be a great spot, actually. Maybe we can just move these guys over. Put these clowns in assault column back here. Make them a source of skirmishers. And bring another horse battery up. You can never have too much artillery. No such thing. Not quite. Right there. Let's do it. No. Back further, boys. Where is that battery I'm bringing forward? These guys. Okay. So, not quite. We want right here. Right here. Because we got a... Yeah, something like that. And, and we'll just shift these guys over one little bit. Fine-tune all of this. Now I do have a little gap here, but that won't be there for long. And I may as well just kick out skirmishers right now and start screening the guns before they even unlimber, right? Coincidentally, that's not a bad spot. It is just a horse battery, so one ought to do it. And we'll kick out one more just to place inside the orchid in front of these units. Other than that, I think we're doing just fine. So these guys can now deploy into line. And we're just waiting for our gun battery to come up and assume the position. And that does mean we're going to need yet another supply wagon. We'll just bring them right up here. Okay, that is a formidable line, guys. That is a good defensive formation right there. These guys are doing not much going on anymore. I think the units that are out here have realized that they can't assail this anymore. There's cavalry right behind them. They'll get forced into square and just picked apart by this artillery. And the only thing we need to keep an eye on is all this cavalry back here and make sure they don't advance it, because we will need to change the disposition of this line at that point if that happens. Other than that, this all looks pretty good. Nothing going on over here. Here's Jacquinot. All right, let's head back here and start setting up the defense at Plancenoit. Enough wasting our time here. Okay, so let's just start by using brigade square formations. A very old trick here is to use the brigade level square formations. Pull the back squares out of the way to place the gun batteries, and then these become the assault columns. So these guys will just place an assault column back here for now, because we still need to place the rest of, and then we'll do the same with these guys. Just move them out of the way. Because we will place the guns in between these equidistant spaced squares here. And let's do the same out here. No, that is definitely not what we want. We want to be more like right here. A little more over. More like right here. That should be okay. When they get placed, this square will probably overlap them a little bit. So I honestly just need to back this up a little bit. And we'll take these guys and place them kind of right here. That's more like it. Okay, so now we can place, this is Simmer's brigade over here, right? Put you guys in assault column, right behind the square here. Take one battery, place it in position. More like this. And we'll take another battery and put it right here. Put an assault column right here. And this is the far right here, so I may not need to. I may not need to place any defense along here. Okay. So these guys we're just going to move out over here for now. Okay. So I do want to shift these guys ever so slightly, right here maybe. Let's see how that looks. Here comes Jacquinot's cavalry. And they're setting up in front of my defensive formation here. And we're just going to keep proliferating this up towards kind of the Papillot area. We'll pull some of these guns back if we need to, and just kind of round our line off over here somewhere. And just take a look at the map. That's one way to just quickly ascertain if anything crazy is going on. But it doesn't look like it. Everything is kind of right in... nobody's really moving. This is a huge, huge defensive formation over here. We still got plenty of reserves back here, so... we got more than enough to deal with the Prussians. The question is, will we be able to finish setting all of this up in time? And this is the division commander right here. We're just going to back him up. Where the heck are you guys going? Oh, see, these guys are placed too far in the rear. We need to place them up here. Okay. That should be better. We don't want them interfering with our squares. And this we just need to tweak a little bit. Oh, I want to turn it just a little bit. That should be good. Okay, this is a big cavalry brigade here, right? This is the whole division. We just want the brigade. It's another division. Who's the brigade commander over here? Guess it must be you. And we'll just bring you right up in line. Put you in column by division. Yeah, okay, that's these guys. Just to have some cavalry nearby. And we will TC all of this. And we will move... Who's this? This is, oh, this is Lowbow. Lowbow, you can come way back. You are a corps commander. You can rest under the shade of the tree. Alright, that's better. We'll take these guys and put them in assault column. Move the battery up. Oh, the young guard is out here now too. Okay. And at this point, I think we need to take some of these battalions. Where are you guys going? Yeah. You guys can be... these guys can go right here. Who's this? This is the brigade commander. We'll just put him back behind. Put these guys over here. We'll put these guys back here as skirmisher sources. Oh, that's what I've been forgetting to do over here, is having sources of skirmishers. So, alright, well, what we'll do is we'll take this line unit here and put them back and make them the source of skirmishers. And we will simply use cavalry in place of the assault columns. which works just as well. In fact, I might just do a lot of that. That's actually a really good idea. Do another one right here, put you in line, and just stick cavalry squadrons right up in the fortress like that. Anything going on? No. It's good to just take a look around once in a while, make sure everything's status quo. Chase is not coming, right? Nope, don't see him. What happened to all these units in around here? Where'd they go? Oh, there's one left. And boy, we got a lot of guns up here now. Okay, so oh, this battery is up here now too. So plenty of artillery. We're probably shelling the hell out of this guard unit over here. They're just sticking their flank to us. And yeah, we'll just let our artillery pound away all day long. And you can see they've already earned 20 points. They couldn't have been up here for more than a few minutes. And just do some back and forth supply wagon runs. And just every once in a while I'll come over here and do this just to keep the guns firing. Oh, we've run off these guys over here. Okay, so this is all starting to break apart, just over time. You know what? These guys are actually starting to take some losses from this square. They are finally starting to annoy me, so let's take these skirmisher units and just place them in the woods and just have them screen the cavalry and just start shooting the heck out of the square. I've about had it with these guys. Oh, look at these guys. They finally got up some guts. I love it. I love it. Well, let's just send the cavalry to see if we can run them down. Or at the very least, force them into square. So they're not too much of a fire threat to our men in the garrison here. And they form square. Now, let's just see how close we are. Nope. Stay right here, guys. Stay right here. And they are 189 yards away, outside of musket range. Cannot shoot at us, but we can hold them in square. Perfect. Right? Just want to make sure they can't hit us. What? They shouldn't be able to. I don't know what they're shooting at. Probably the fort. They shouldn't be able to hit us because we're outside of musket range. Just have to keep an eye on that. Alright, so back to our little setup here at Plancenoit. And okay. You guys can rotate out and how do we want to do this now? Who is this? Oh, this is the last brigade I moved over. So alright, these guys will be the line unit for over here. these guys up right about here ought to do it. No, too close. Too close. Got to account for the unlimbering space. And this, we can move them over a little bit, just because. That should be good. And we will take a square, place them right out here. Okay, yeah, this is going to work out well. All right. So we can start screening our stuff. Okay, and do the same over here, but this square is already covered. I have all these squares TC'd, right? Okay. And make sure we re-TC you. Right out in front. And I think I'll back these guys up, just put another line unit back here just in case I need to replace squares later on, because honestly I like the idea of just using cavalry as the that's actually a really good idea. Kind of simplifies things a little bit. Almost streamlines it. Okay. Have them a little further to the left. Okay. And these guys come right up over here. And do we have any more horse batteries? I'd much rather use horse batteries for this. Okay, here's another horse battery. Place them right here. Might be a little close. That should be good. Too big. Okay, that should be good. And I believe an objective is going to appear right here. We should get somebody to guard that. I don't know how many men I need. It's probably about 500. Probably about 500. I don't want to take anybody over there. I could bring the guard, but I don't really want to use them for objective holders. That's a terrible thing to do. So let's bring... and just put a line in. I think it's 500. This should be enough men. We'll put these guys right over here. No, right here. That should be good. I think the Plancenoit objective appears right on these crossroads here, and I think I need 500 men to hold it. So what I'll do is just set these guys up in line, and then if I need to get within a radius, I'll just take the outside units and kind of move them in here. And that should be enough to hold it. You guys don't have your guns with you, so you do not need your supply wagon. And one of the things I like to do is just make sure each battery has its own supply wagon, because then it's just very easy to just run them back and forth. I may have brought too much artillery over here. We may have way, way more than we need. And let's shift some of these brigades over. Where do I want to link up to? Okay, we'll start heading out this way. Okay, there we go. So we just start proliferating all this stuff. I think we will do the same thing, keep more of a reserve with the infantry in case some of the squares need to be replaced, and just use cavalry as formation controllers. Okay, and while this is moving on, let's just make sure everything's going good on all our objectives. Well, that would explain why our guns stopped firing. They were completely out of ammo. Some more infantry heading this way, but again, nothing to worry about. Oh! Our square has withdrawn. Well done, boys. Let's rotate you guys. Place these guys in the woods over here. Screen the skirmishers. I don't know what you guys think you're gonna do here. And we can bring the supply wagon back now. If I'm correct, these guys... Wow, they are getting hit. They're getting hit from 189 yards away. I would love to know how that's possible. When musket range is 150 yards. Oh no, I was much closer. Okay. It was this unit. There's actually 2 units right on top of each other there. Okay. So one quick check around the map. Anything going on? This is all... We do have units moving. I will have to keep an eye on that. But let's keep going with our little fortress here. Okay, so... Need to back these batteries up just because they're the big guns, and we're trying to use horse batteries. Take these guys. Horse battery. Boy, this is going to be fun when this gets going, guys. I'll tell you that much. Okay, we can finish doing some more skirmishers. I know there's not a lot of interesting commentary going on here right now, guys, but this is kind of the lull between the storm here, as most of what's going on here is just setting up for the Prussians. Okay, so we got our cavalry in position now over here, and I hope that's enough. I hope this is 500-man objective and not a 1,000-man objective. Otherwise, I'll need to bring more men over. So we'll just stack all these guys up kind of right in the area of this objective here, and hopefully that will be enough. Men. Where's the officer? Oh, here he comes. Yeah, okay. He should be right there. Okay. Hopefully that's enough men to occupy the objective. I forget if it's a 500-man objective or 1,000 men. So we have a whole bunch of batteries just stacked on top of each other over here. We're going to need to pull these batteries back, because these are the big guns. And I'm trying to use horse batteries here. That's more like it. There we go. That should be good. And still got plenty of supply wagons. Any more cavalry squadrons? Yes. One thing we got plenty of is cavalry. Just send the rest of these guys over here too. Check the map real quick. Yeah, this is all going well over here. Oh, I gotta go check that area and see what's going on over here. What are you maniacs doing? They're forming in line. Our skirmishers are out. Let's do a battery resupply right here. And we'll pick some more skirmishers out. Bring these guys out over here. Plenty able to handle that. No, that's not what I wanted. You guys. And these guys are all sitting pretty out here. These guys are running. They're pulling back from the fort. Good. Bye, guys. Now, these guys are coming forward, but you guys know the rules, don't you? Oh, I hear the canister. Our friend the canister. So they can stay there, but if they want to come any closer, they're going to have to deal with the cavalry out here. Now they're forming square. Good old formation control. You guys really pick now to launch an offensive? Like, really? I'm not done setting up at Plancenoit. Hopefully this doesn't amount to anything. You guys, man, just won't give up. Like, really? I can hear some canister going on over there. Quick supply wagon runs. There you go. And nothing crazy going on over here still. Chase is nowhere to be seen. We've gotten rid of that last unit. So this whole area over here, I can strip forces from now if I need to reinforce over here, which I don't think I will. I mean, it's really unapproachable. Nobody's doing anything with these guys anymore. Okay. Oh no. What's going on? Oh no, that's the for a second I thought the Prussians were here a lot earlier than they should be, but no, that's just a few units that are stuck over there. They're no big deal. Okay, back over here. These guys are getting pulverized. They're stuck in square. These guys were run off. They were the ones that were in square over here. So, yeah. Pretty standard stuff here. That's why I use the combined arms. It just works. I actually think I'm going to bring some reserves into this position. Just in case. I'm really just holding all of this off with, you know, formation gimmicks. I really only have like a brigade up here and some cavalry. You know, like I'm not holding any of this at bay with a lot. I'm just using formation gimmicks to do it. So maybe I should be smart and bring another brigade up as a reserve. Okay. So where was I over here? So okay, so we have to finish screening our goodies over here. And this square might be able to shift over just a bit. Halt you right there. There we go. That looks good. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. You guys go into column by division. You hear all that cacophony on the battlefield, guys, and I'm just like not even remotely paying attention to it. Who knows what's going on over there? But you know, I'm really not that worried. The formation controls in this game are really, really good. Okay, so we will take another squadron and put them up behind here. Them in column by division. We out of infantry? No. We need a line unit. Take this line unit. Put them in line back here. They will be skirmishers for this. And then we'll continue moving north here. So yes, that is a formidable defense right there. And I seem to have missed one. I just went square over here. That's okay. Lengthens the line. No big deal. I didn't put a gun battery in between these two. I just jumped from... I was going square, battery, square, battery, square, battery, but I just went square over here and just jumped onto the next. It doesn't matter. It works that way too. You can kind of link it together however you want. Well, we still got plenty of units out here. And I may take this brigade and bring them over just to continue and kind of tie it off around here maybe. I can't imagine it moving much further north than this. The Prussians, it's not like the Prussians are coming with, you know, a whole army. It's a corps. You know, how much ground can they really cover? guys continue to be pushed back. Our skirmishers are having no problem over here. Guys, focus on what's in front of you. I know there's like stuff over here you'd like to shoot at. I don't know what, but come on. There's nothing important over there. Focus on the task at hand here. So I want to advance these skirmishers a little bit. Just so I could advance the cavalry a little bit and maybe force them into square. No, dummies, right here. That would be just great if I could do that. I mean, they're a little far away. Not sure that will really work. Once I get this other brigade up here, here they come. I'll start splitting off more units to kind of lock this off a little better. I don't have a lot up here right now. It's just a brigade or two. Okay, there we go. Triggering into square. This is much better. Once we trigger this into square, these skirmishers will be really, really effective. Okay. Boy, this is a really solid line we built up over here. This is nice stuff. Got them all nicely bottled up and contained. Like it. I should go over to Napoleon at La Belle Alliance and just see what our total points are so far. Got all our boys in here? Yep. Okay, here comes our reserve brigade that we're bringing up just to reinforce this position. We've now got these guys stuck in square. These guys are broken. These guys are running off. These guys tried to move on us here and are now stuck in square here, but are happy to sit there, and I'm happy to let them sit there. Alright, so we got a reserve brigade now coming in here. Alright, you guys are a little... There they go. Back the horse up a little bit. Good old formation control. I'm trying to watch all this stuff going on and finish up my defense at Plancenoit here. Where was I? Okay, so skirmishers, right? Do we have any more horse batteries? Would like to use the horse batteries. No, that's a big battery. I like the horse batteries. They're just better for the fortress, but I think I've used them all. Those are all big batteries. Yeah, these are all mainline batteries here. Alright, so we're going to have to start using some of these main batteries. I just don't think I have any horse batteries left. I mean, it's okay. We'll use them. That's fine. It just requires a little bit more precision in placement. I think we need some more cavalry over here too. So what do we have over here? We'll take Biles' brigade, and we'll just place them back here. I wanted to see where we are at here. Alright, so we are at 116,000 points. So about a third of the way there. But we will continue racking up these points. We were at, what, 60,000 points 2 hours ago? Or an hour and a half ago? When did I start this? 14:30. So an hour and a half ago, we were at 60,000 points, and we're at nearly double that now. So we're gaining points very quickly here now at this point. And as long as we make sure and maintain control over these objectives, they will keep coughing up just tons and tons of points for us. Who has this objective? Grenier doesn't. Pigot doesn't. Is the division commander up here? Who the heck has the objective? What officer has the objective? Oh, he has it now. Okay, so Nogues must be the senior officer here, so he's now taking control of the objective. It doesn't matter. All the points go up to the same spot. They all go up to Napoleon, so no big deal. So, you know, I'm really tempted at this point to bring another battery up here, but an undamaged one. Okay, let's bring a battery up here. Where would be a good place to put it? Oh, what are you guys doing? I mean, there's cavalry coming, so no big deal. And there's cavalry up here, so they can't advance very far. So you can see we have broken up a whole heck of a lot of this. Look at, these are all rows of bodies where infantry lines once stood. So our artillery bombardment here has just really done a number on a lot of these units. They've all backed up over here now, it looks like. So we're just going to keep firing away. Keep the bombardment a-going. Mont, still got the Allied right. This is all going well. Why are you guys exhausted? Guys should be well rested by now. Crazy. They're not even moving. They're just sitting there. I don't know why they're exhausted, but whatever. They're just there to sit there. They're not to be tired, I guess, boys. So, okay. This is all really quieted down nicely. Let's see what kind of losses my guys have taken here. Really nothing. Nothing at all. Wow, their artillery is really ineffective. Whereas my artillery has been supremely effective. I'm not taking any losses at all. Okay. 129 points. I'm sure we're just laying into the... Oh, the cavalry is a-moving. Where are you guys going? Oh, they're just withdrawing. Why did these guys suddenly form square? After all this time. Oh no, they've been in square. Is the cavalry coming forward to the attack here? Is that what's going on? Are they advancing this way? Okay, see, this is what we needed to look out for. Because if so... Yes. Yes. So what we do is just start recalling these skirmishers and advancing units in square. Just want to keep me from setting up this defense in front of Plancenoit, don't you? Just really want to do it. False alarm. It just looks like they're shifting around. No, they're all just shifting around. Nothing to worry about. Okay. Never mind. Thought we were gonna have a little switch over. Alright, well, we'll pull these guys back. Put them in line. Oh, now they're moving again. What the heck are you guys doing? No, now they stop moving again. I'm just normally like they just sit here and do nothing. They're like shifting around. Alright. Well, if they actually come forward to their lines, then I'll worry about it. For now, I can't worry about every fake out I see. What's going on over here? I just want to finish setting up my defense. Alright, now that it looks like they've settled down. Doesn't look like anyone's moving over there. Oh, well, you know, we've actually done a lot more of this than I thought. More guys. There we go. That looks good. Okay. See, now because we're using the big 8-gun batters, now I want to screen both sides of the artillery. And I think we'll start playing lengthened games here at this point. I don't think we need as much firepower. So we'll just put another square right here. Or maybe we'll just make a horsey fort. Put these guys right here. The rest of that where's the rest of that cavalry I brought up? Oh, there they are. And we'll take a squadron, put them in between. Make ourselves a horsey fort. I think all this cavalry is just shifting around back here. They don't look like they're actually getting ready to do anything. So, okay, that being the case, what are you guys doing, maniacs? You're just gonna sit there, right? You're not actually trying to, like, drive off my skirmishes or anything. That should hold all of that at bay. Nothing really else going on over here at this point. I got plenty of reserves now. You guys just keep shifting forces all over the place here. But I'm hoping they're not really trying to do anything. I'd really just like to finish setting up this defense. I mean, at this point I'm close enough that I'm ready to meet the Prussians if they show up. You know, I'm up by Plancenoit now. I'm just near the tail end of it at this point. So, alright, we still have another battery. Oh, that is way too close. Still a little close, but not too much. That should be okay. Plop a square up here somewhere. I mean, that's really far up the line at this point. For them to come down this road and proliferate all the way up here, that'd be impressive. But we'll bring it up to around. We still got more brigades to work with, so. We'll just keep moving it north as much as we can. They can't, I mean, we occupy Pap a lot, so they can't just kind of congregate in this area too much. These guys have taken enough losses now that I kind of think maybe I should replace them. Not sure what the heck this cavalry is doing milling around out here. They keep moving around and it's kind of annoying me. I may just start tailing off my square section over here because they are apparently trying to move around a little bit. But then they tend to turn around and think better of it, so I'm not sure what they're doing. I mean, we can recall all these skirmishers, right? We don't need them anymore. There's nobody out here.
replacing the square that has been needs a little bit of a reprieve. They've been standing there for a while. They lost a lot of men, so we'll just pull them back. We'll just put them right in here, really. That seems to have quieted their cavalry down. My skirmishers are getting a little tired. May have to recall these guys. What unit were they from? These guys. Okay, so we'll send out another one from them. And this should be enough to hold all this in place. Just the cavalry and the formation control. They'll happily sit back there. I thought I wanted you guys in square. Why are you in a square, guys? And no, we need to be more about here. Take the line unit. Squadron. Squadron. Alright, this is all looking pretty good. Now, something different that I've done here is that we've actually just gone and gotten rid of the assault columns entirely and just brought cavalry right up into the fortress itself. So it should be an excellent way to just immediately start controlling enemy enemy formations right away. I guess we could start pulling guns from this grand battery because I've taken all the artillery I think we have. Oh no, we still have some more. Still have some more. You know what though? I'm gonna actually save these batteries because how many do I have? I have 2. So I'm just gonna move them up to a kind of a central position behind the main line of defense. Just in case any batteries do get driven off, I have replacement batteries. Okay, so these guys can shift over just a tad. That might be a little too much, actually. So let's just place them right here. It's a little more picky when it comes to 8-gun batteries. You got to be far out enough in front that the cavalry can't get through, but you're still also trying to. You're still also trying to keep the field of fire open and keep the guns within canister range. That looks better. Okay, so skirmishers. Now, at first, I'll probably have to recall a lot of the skirmishers because it's just going to be Prussian cavalry we're dealing with at first, and they'll run the skirmishers off. But for the one, I put them all out there because for the ones they don't run off, they're already out there, and I don't have to worry about it. Do another horsey fort. Got one more squadron over here. We'll just put them out on the flank. We'll kick out a skirmisher unit for them. Alright, this looks mostly set up at this point. We're very close to the Grand Battery at this point, and Papalot. I don't think the battle will really proliferate this far northwards, but we will take this unit here. We'll just... Who's this? Oh, this is Deruta. Pull Deruta back. Definitely not that. More like this. Okay, that should be pretty close to what I'm looking for. That should tie this off pretty well. Alright. What are we looking at over here? So we got about 10 minutes left to go here, guys. This is all settled down nicely. Got skirmishers out here. Oh, these guys are pooped. And they're out of ammo. Who can I kick this off from? Oh, okay. We'll do these guys. These guys are all pooped. And they have stopped shuffling around with their cavalry. That's good. So maybe at this point we can we want the brigade. Send him out, well there's Barai, so we don't want to go out there. Just put Watez out here. Column. Pick some of these squares, like this. And begin moving batteries, just to add some artillery. Start bombing away on everything out here. And Koval is moving off. Okay. So I think we will just take another squadron, put them up in here. Guys in line. Start siphoning batteries off the Grand Battery here. Who are probably tired, but I'm not going to ask much of them. And I mean, this is a really, really solid defense. This is going to be tough to break through. What's our points at? So we are at 136,000 points. Keep racking them up. Keep racking them up. Make sure we have all the objectives. We still have plenty of time. We got another objective coming, and that's a big one too. That's another 200-point objective. I know this one was a little slow, but mostly because I really just wanted to focus on containing the British, and you guys can be recalled. You guys are okay. You guys up. You guys are okay. So you guys are pooped. Kick out another skirmisher unit from right here. And we'll recall these guys. So we still have control of La Haye-Saint. We still have the Allied right, or Allied left. No dummies. I wanted a supply wagon. This really never amounted to much, huh? They kind of just came forward, but weren't willing to do anything more further with this. Still have a square out here, but they haven't taken any losses, so the hell with it. So we got some cavalry out here as a flank guard. You guys can go over here. I don't think we really need to screen these guns, at least not yet, but we will bring a line unit up if we have one. Here we go. Just move this over a little bit. And I'll probably do something to get rid of all of this. Just put some squadrons and skirmishers in here. I don't see any of Chase's division anyway. And I think most of this is largely set up. There'll be a couple of things I have to tweak in the in the next video, but nothing crazy. This is pretty good. The main part of the defense is this part down by the crossroads here, and that's very, very strong. This should pose a real problem for the Prussians. And we have our little force waiting to occupy the objective here. And we're just waiting. 16:30. We're only a minute and so away. And I guess at the beginning of the next video, I'll finish tidying this up. I expect to start seeing the Prussians arrive around halfway through the next video. About an hour into the next video, I expect to start seeing the Prussians. So we'll be ready long before then. We really are ready as far as them arriving, which is the main part of our line here. It's just I need to, over my papilla, maybe just tighten that up a little bit. But other than that, I mean, we're golden. What are we up to here? 138,000 points. And we will visit our friend Napoleon here. So we've only lost less than 3,000 men, guys, so far. And we've inflicted 15,000 casualties. So this is crazy. And we are winding down here to 16:30, and I will pause the game, and that will be the end of this video. $16:30, guys. We are here. I have paused the game, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this one was a little slow. It was always going to be the slowest part of it, because once we captured the major objectives, the main goal was just to strengthen those positions well enough so that I could divert my attention away from them for long enough periods of time to go and set up the defense at Plancenoit. Plancenoit is actually a really strong source of points for us, both because of the fact that we can set up an enormously strong defense that the Prussians will just bang their heads against and lose a lot of men, which gives us a lot of points, as well as the fact that there is a 200-point objective at the village itself. So it's worth defending because it's easy points for us. It's the same value as the objective at Mont Saint-Jean, but you know, as soon as it appears, we have it, and we don't have to like barrel forth and try to capture it. We've already set up a just ridiculous defense here, and then the objective just kind of falls into our hands. So it's the easiest path to getting another 200 point per minute objective. But we are close to halfway there. 160,000 maybe would be about halfway there, 170,000. So we're close to being about halfway there. And we still have all these objectives. We've doubled our point total from the first two videos. In one video we doubled it. So it took us 2 videos to get to 60,000 points, which is 3 hours, and we've now doubled that in a 2-hour video. We are over 120,000. So more than double the amount of points we had starting this video. We had 60,000. We're now at nearly 140,000. So the points are really starting to rack up now, and they'll start to rack up even higher once we acquire the Plancenoit objective, which should be relatively soon. 16, I think another half hour that objective appears, and we'll begin racking points from that objective as well. In the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I realize my commentary wasn't like what it normally is. I was much more focused on what I was doing, just because there was a lot more to do this time around, guys. Yeah, the more and more you start multitasking on different things, the less you start actually like talking, and I'm just focusing on what I was doing there, which was to watch 4 different spots on the battlefield and made sure I had complete control of them while finding time to get the setup, the defense going at Plancenoit. So now that that's all set up, hopefully we'll have some action next time as the Prussians arrive, and we'll continue to hold the Allies at bay, and maybe find time for a drive up the Brussels Highway with the Imperial Guard and see if we can claim the Mont Saint-Jean objective. Until then, that's it, guys, and I will see you next video. Take it easy, fellas.